What happened next at Juniper Hill Inn? After Gorden Ramsay's visit to Juniper Hill Inn, the establishment experienced an initial increase in bookings and phone inquiries, as reported by owners Robert and Ari. A new chef was hired, however, many staff members featured in the episode had departed by the time the show aired. Post-filming Yelp reviews were mixed, highlighting issues with staffing and cleanliness, while restaurant reviews were generally positive. Despite the temporary boost, the hotel closed in April 2014 after going into foreclosure due to debts exceeding $1.1 million. In 2015, it was purchased for $400,000 by Kenny Lucci and Brenda Bradley, who planned to invest $500,000 to restore the property, which they found in a state of disrepair. The hotel reopened as the Windsor Mansion Inn, receiving excellent reviews on TripAdvisor. Juniper Hill Inn's episodes aired on August 13 and 14, 2012, with filming taking place in February 2012. These episodes are part of Hotel Hell Season 1, Episodes 1 and 2. I purchased a 2-night stay in one of their premier rooms through Groupon as part of a getaway birthday weekend for my boyfriend. We arrived at about 6 p.m. and were met by a note on the door asking you to call the innkeeper to be let in. We thought that was a little strange, as all the inns and BBs I've stayed in usually provide a warm and inviting welcome. It turns out the place is severely understaffed. It's run entirely by the innkeeper and his wife, who cook, clean, maintain the building and welcome the guests/check out and in. Their website describes a bar, called the Blue Bar, that actually no longer exists, and a menu created by their chef, who also no longer exists, along with Gorden Ramsay. I was curious about this association and so asked upon check-in what the relation was. It turns out the inn was one of Ramsay's now famous shows called Hotel Hell, which highlights poor management in the industry with the intent to help the owners revamp it. I could tell that the innkeeper was a little sensitive to my question and that he fully supported his employer and the inn, but he gave me a very vague response as to their relationship. So, upon reaching the room, I googled it. Here is the link. Interesting. So after having read that, I was extremely confused as to why they would even promote a relationship with Ramsay on their website. Anyway, the innkeepers are very nice. I felt bad that there was only the two of them running around managing the place because it's quite big. We stayed in room 1, which is the most modern and newly decorated room. It looks nice upon gross inspection, but when you look closer you see all the shoddy execution of the decorations. Keep in mind the room normally goes for $350 a night. First of all, there is only one outlet in the entire room. There is gray paint along the white ceiling from where they hastily cut in without using tape. The bathroom is littered with dark pencil lines running across the entire wall that were used to hang the fixtures but never erased or painted over. The idea of the redecoration was nice but very poorly executed, and if I were paying full price I would have been angry, because a luxury inn price should provide a feeling of luxury. I paid half price, and even at that I felt it was overpriced. Breakfast was included and was made to order by the innkeeper's wife, but my boyfriend and I opted out of using our $50 dinner voucher in favor of going to Simon Pierce for dinner, since there is no chef on staff at Juniper and the dinner offerings reflected that. Think more home cooking than fine restaurant meal. All in all, I would not return because they have overshot the mark on their pricing. Apparently Gorden Ramsay tried to get them to lower their prices because he didn't think they provided what that price demands, but they refused. After speaking with people in town, we learned that the inn has filed bankruptcy. Again, very nice staff, but just not worth the money. At their prices I would rather spend the extra $100 and stay at the Woodstock Inn and experience actual luxury. Place had not been picked up/cleaned for days. There were half-empty glasses and cups for one day after we arrived before they were picked up. Room was okay as well as bathroom, but there barely any walls with pictures. It felt like everything was being sold. The building is in need of repairs and the garden was not being taken care of. Dinner was awful. It seemed not restaurant food but something you buy at a big cheap chain. We were offered maple syrup with our breakfast French toast, but it was not even an Aunt Jemima fare. If you say is maple syrup, then it should be. We had stayed there before and it is not the shadow it used to be. Very disappointing, we felt cheated out of our monies. First see. Then look at. You'll be throwing your money and your time away. They're in foreclosure, don't answer the phone and don't return calls. Their 1-800 number doesn't work. Despite all their problems, their website still allows people to book rooms. Insanity. Awesome. A combination of history, charm, quiet, and a proprietor who is proud of this beautiful and unique inn. Andy. He goes out of his way to accommodate. My son's wedding was in the area and many of us stayed here. I was months late booking my room and Andy hooked us up. Without a hiccup. Then, I had a medical issue and again, he went above and beyond to accommodate without making a scene. Seamlessly. On top of that he set up a table and helped my grandkids make jack-o'-lanterns on the back patio, which has a most awesome view of the surrounding countryside, by the way. It was an awesome mix of colors and brisk fresh air. There's an awesome covered area with cornhole and area perfect for a large reception, party, whatever. There are a lot of historic pieces inside. From books and memorabilia about the inn and past visitors, which includes presidents of the United States. There's a large banquet table inside the main entrance that was used by past presidents and dignitary. The bar area has a fireplace and seating for dining or just relaxing. There area many fireplaces and Andy was just always there if you wanted a fire lit, or a drink or whatever. I have to say that the man is very proud of the inn, that he's working diligently to restore things one bit at a time, and this is truly a hidden gem you should visit. Check-in is very simple and at a comfortable desk where you sit in a cozy chair while Andy checks you in. This alone is a cool feature. It's like they're saying welcome to my home. Very unique. I've been all over the planet and have stayed at a lot of hotels, but I was feeling tired and shagged out, and this Andy fellow made me feel welcome. Unlike anywhere before. Oh, there's breakfast. He asks you the night before what you want. Have you ever in your travels seen that? I could go on, but I'll end with this. Go there. Think about an early American experience in a quiet, unique getaway and you will not be disappointed. Old world hospitality. Old world hospitality still exists. After injuring myself and breaking my ankle and foot while on vacation in New Hampshire, who knew about woodchuck holes, I contacted the Windsor Mansion Inn to see about a room change since I was now in a boot and on crutches. Andy was so helpful in figuring out a solution and we were able to keep our reservation and pivot to a ground floor room with a step-in shower and no stairs. Andy's kindness and hospitality has not gone unnoticed and is very much appreciated. He knows so much about the area and has many wonderful tips. Thank you, Windsor Mansion Inn. Innkeeper Jekyll or Hyde. Yesterday, October 11, 2024, a date which will live in infamy, my spouse and I were callously subjected to the most unprofessional treatment in our recall. To conclude our first vacation to VT in 35 years, my spousal surprise would be a visit to the hallowed halls of our engagement, the former Juniper Hill Inn. A quick peek was all that was planned to reminisce over our most treasured romantic memory. That was prior to meeting the innkeeper, apparently a modern-day Jekyll and Hyde I gather from recent review perusals. To be accurate, the henceforth to be referred to as Hyde was engaged with a handsome young couple planning the impending arrival of their guests. Stating our wish not to intrude, the innkeeper proceeded to display not the slightest modicum of civility, despite the couple's warm, open-hearted response to our engagement tale and their encouragement of our peeking. In no uncertain terms, we were permitted to step a few feet into the next room, take a look, proceed to the front door and exit, where we could view the surrounding grounds. My wife, refusing to return inside after Hyde's tone of blatant dismissal, prudently placed the choke collar on her outraged husband. Of course, it is conceivable that Hyde possessed the mental capacity of a single threader, such do exist, and was incapable of politely handling an impromptu appearance. No excuse will ever suffice, however, for his discourteous behavior. And so ended our VT vacation and, with it, the forever tarnished memory of that glorious evening 36 years ago, as well as our intended plans for a 50-plus family member reunion at the Windsor Inn. Well done indeed, innkeeper, an enduring credit to your profession.